draw. How scary does it look on camera? Okay, hold on. I gotta change it. Maybe less jaw unhinged. Maybe I'm not an artist. That looks like ass. But I think it'll have to do. You guys like my outfit? I know. I slay all the time. I look so good right now. I don't look like Jesse Pinkman at all. I don't know what you're talking about. Hi, sillies. So, I'm just going to do a chill YouTube video today, for real. I wanted to talk about H2O Just Add Water because I was thinking about 2019, 2020 and like the weird trends back then. Y'all remember the emo e-girl trend that was like, Shinika, Yumenka, he does it. Yeah, that. First of all, that song is a bop, and second of all, that was really weird. And I was thinking, and I remember this one trend where we made fun of the show H2O Just Add Water, and we made fun of their Australian accents for sillies, and it was really silly. And I, decided to rewatch some of the episodes because, yeah, I needed to relive my childhood a bit. Heal my inner child. I watched this show so much as a fucking kid, as an 8-year-old, okay? It was, it aired in Australia in 2001, but was put on Netflix in the early 2010s in the USA. I loved it so much, so much to the point where, also I'm crocheting if you can't tell, to the point where I drew self-ship art of me and Zane as an 8-year-old, and it was really cringe, and there's no waking moment where I'm not thinking about that and thinking about, wow, I was really stupid. And also, I don't see it. As an adult, I don't see it. I don't know why I was simming for him. He's like a shit stain too. He is an asshole. There's no good qualities about him. He looks 30, even though he's not. The actor's 18 in this, but he looks at least 28. Yeah, I was so in love with Zane, brother. I wanted to have his kids. And when rewatching the episodes, I realized that there's a lot of weird stuff and a lot of plot holes, and it kind of drives me insane. I'm a very detail-oriented person. When there is media that has plot holes, I actually want to kill it and, burn it. I have a really hard time enjoying medias that have plot holes because I am so attentive to detail, and when those details are missing, it breaks the immersion so badly, and it makes me really frustrated. Rewatching this was kind of hell because there's just so many plot holes. So at the very beginning, we were introduced to Cleo, and she is timing Emma doing swim laps at the dock, a pier, and is just walking, and she sees Zane. He's signaling to his little boat thing, and she's like, I don't know anything about boats. Why do you want help? And he's like, come on, Cleo. And then so Cleo's like, okay, fine. She gets on the boat, and he is like, someone stole the spark plug and it won't start, I think. Then he pushes the boat off the dock, so she's just floating, which is fucking insane to do. I think you should go to get in legal trouble for doing that, because, brother, that's actually really insane. And when Cleo is like, why the fuck did you do that? He's like, because you were here.
Because you're here, Cleo. My dad will buy me another boat anyway.
If you're gonna be an asshole, actually, makes sense, at least, when you're doing it. So Cleo is like, oh my god, she's just standing there in this boat. What the fuck am I supposed to do? And then this girl jumps onto the boat from another boat, I think. Side note, I love how you can see that that's just a man in a wig. If you're gonna use a stunt, well, don't make it so it's in slow motion so you can see that it is not a woman. This girl has the spark plug and is like, don't worry, Pookie, I'll save you. She doesn't say that, but she starts the boat up and they are running away now. They are free. Also, we never get an explanation on why she has a spark plug, okay? We never get an explanation on why she stole a spark plug, what it was for. It makes no sense for her character. It was just really, it kind of drives me insane, to be honest. The girl who jumped on the boat, her name is Ricky, okay? And while they're out, they see Emma. Emma's like, do you even have a license? And Ricky's like, are you my mother? But Emma's like, okay, fine, whatever. So Emma's in this boat with them, and they're going on the ocean, having a fun time. And then Ricky's like, don't you want to go out farther? And Emma is like, girl, that's dangerous. I don't think we should do that. And then Ricky's like, oh, come on, don't be a loser or something. So they decide to go out farther into the ocean. and they get stranded because they ran out of gas. Which, Lord, why the fuck would you even do that? Why would you go out into the ocean, like far away from the mainland, in a boat that you don't even know anything about, really, or like you don't know how much fuel is in it, and there's also a fuel gauge on there. If you, like, she could have seen that it was low and was like, oh, we better turn back. But no, what is the point of going out? There's nothing there. There's just more water. What was the point of that? There was, like, absolutely no point in doing that. So they're stranded, okay, in the middle of the ocean. And then they spot an island. So they take paddles out of the boat. Plot hole number 50,000. Why are there paddles in the boat? If there are paddles in the boat, why didn't Cleo just paddle her fucking way to the dock, huh? Lord. So they paddle to the island, and once they're there, they're like both really upset at Ricky because obviously, and Ricky's like, don't put the blame on me. What do you mean? Like, honestly, all the blame's on you. You pressured them into doing this, and then you fucked up. Fuck you. And then Emma is like, oh, I have a flip phone, so we can try and get service and call someone. So they're going up the mountain, and there's this little, like, river thing, kind of, not really. It's like a little gap in the rocks, and it's, like, on a river, so it's, like, slippery, and they're like, this is the only way through. And I'm like, okay, but girl, that is not the only way through, to be honest. You're a liar. Both Ricky and Emma are able to do it fine, but when it's Cleo's turn, she magically falls backwards, really silly. Like, all she's doing is standing, she isn't even moving, and then all of a sudden she's falling backwards. And then we see this shot of her falling down, and it's really funny because, what? Because you could tell that she's, like, just being dragged, and, like, the hole is not really even a hole. It's, like, a flat surface, almost. So it's really funny looking. And she's like, oh, fuck, I think I sprained my ankle. And then they're like, oh, can you get up? She's like, no, I can't. It's too steep. Girl, I know it's not too steep. And then Ricky and Emma decide to go down, too. Why? I don't know. How about you go, get service, and then get fucking help instead of both going down there and then also getting stuck? Where is the logic? So they're both down there, okay? All three of them are down there, and they're like, well, I guess we're stuck. But Emma finds a way out through this little cave that they're in, has this little, like, pool of water, and under the water, you can get to the ocean by swimming underneath the cave, like, in the rock. Like, underneath all the rocks and stuff. You can go out into the ocean. But Cleo does not really know how to swim that well, and she's also really scared of swimming. So she's like, fuck no. And then we kind of cut to, it's midnight now. Like, the full moon is out, like, at its peak. And they are still trying to convince her. They have been there for so long. Holy shit. That's actually insane. How are they not, like, starving? Dude. And finally, Cleo was like, fine, okay, I'll swim. And honestly, I don't think that's a good idea, because it's midnight, okay, so realistically, the water would be fucking pitch black and you wouldn't be able to see anything. But, of course, in the show, they show that it's super bright underwater for some reason. It's a 40-second swim? Dude, I'd be so terrified if I was Cleo, because if I didn't know how to swim very well, and I couldn't see, and all I had was, like, my friend's hand to guide me, and going under a rock formation where I cannot get air, and I'm swimming for 40 seconds, oh my god, that's so fucking insane. I feel like maybe you guys should, I don't know, try to climb that ramp instead of pressuring Cleo to do probably a very traumatic thing. Lord. When they're all in the pool, what happens is the full moon reaches its peak, and there's a hole above the pool of water, and you can guess where this is going. The full moon perfectly fits with the hole, and then the pool starts just bubbling, like it just becomes a jacuzzi, and is glowing blue, And the only reaction we get out of them is,
wow. Spooky.
how are you guys not freaking the fuck out? Because honestly, if I was in that situation, okay, so you know the movie Alvin and the Chipmunks Shipwrecked, where they're shipwrecked, and at the end of the movie, the volcano erupts, and the reason why they knew that the volcano, that there was something wrong, was because the little hot springs that was near them started bubbling and boiling and stuff like that. I would be scared of that was what that was, and I would be shitting my pants. Sorry for the really weird reference and niche thing. So I don't know why they reacted so calmly, because that's actually kind of insane that they were like, oh, whatever. Yeah, the water's glowing blue. And also, it's a jacuzzi now. This is really natural. And it's just a little spooky. Brother. So they go out of the water, and the water police or something, sea police, I don't know what they're called, find them. And then we get an awesome transition. And we see Emma going into the ocean, and she turned to a mermaid. And then we see Cleo in the bath, and she's a mermaid. And then we see Ricky, like, taking a stroll, and a sprinkler gets her a little wet, and she turns into a mermaid right there in the grass, which is kind of crazy. And then it just cuts to them all being together with legs and being like, guys, what's happening? I want to know what the fuck happened in between that. Tell me, because I really want to know. What the hell happened in between? Because Ricky turned into a mermaid in broad daylight in, like, a public area, and, like, nothing bad happened. Like, no one saw her. Kind of insane. And so we learned that they cannot touch water, and if they do, then they turn into mermaids, and they have to wait till they are dry. Which is part of the meme of the TikTok. They'd be like, oh no, Cleo! They touch water and they pretend to be a mermaid. And also, Cleo would have to flop out of the bathtub and then air dry. And somehow explain to her sister why she took 5 hours to take a bath, because she had to air dry as a mermaid. Like, I want explanations on how you guys got out of these situations. They all meet, and Cleo goes to Lewis and asks Lewis to research mermaids, and Lewis is like, okay, whatever. Lewis is like the love interest, kind of. He's a silly goober. I actually really like Lewis. Team Jacob or Team Edward? No. Team Zane, Team Lewis. And Lewis all the way, brother. So she tells Lewis to research mermaids, and later on in the episode, when he's telling her about what he found out about mermaids, Zane tries to run them over with a motorcycle on the sidewalk, which is really fucking random. But Cleo was able to stop him by unscrewing a fire hydrant and using her powers, and she's like, oh fuck, I have powers. So she has water powers, she can manipulate water, and she was able to unscrew the fire hydrant with water from the inside. It makes no sense. And so he gets blasted, gets his ass completely blasted, actually bidet up the asshole. It's really funny. Cleo's like, what the fuck? And Lewis is like, what the fuck? Lewis doesn't know that she's a mermaid, so he's like, okay, that was really fucking weird. Cleo goes to the other girls and is like, guys, I have powers. And Emma finds out that she has powers too. She can freeze water. Ricky tries to have powers and tries to be Tobey Maguire, but she doesn't have powers, and she is obviously upset, but she's like, it's fine, I'm cool, it's fine. And then in the next episode, we see Emma and Cleo struggling living their life, okay, because they can't touch water. Like, Emma was a professional swimmer. Like, she has been swimming all of her life and loves it, but now she can't swim anymore, and she had to quit the swim team, and she's really upset about it because, I mean, of course, that's like the one thing she loved the most, and now she can't do it anymore. And Cleo is just really fed up with it. She accidentally turns into a mermaid when trying to feed her fish, and she wants to be a marine biologist. Like, she wants to be working with ocean life and shit. But she can't now because she's a fucking mermaid and she can't even touch water. Cleo and Emma are like, this fucking sucks. And when they're complaining to Ricky about it, they are both using their powers at the same time. Like, Cleo is drinking water from the air, and Emma made a popsicle with her freezing powers while also complaining. And then Ricky is like, you guys are such a whiny babies. I don't even have powers and I'm not complaining. You guys suck. And then we get this silly line from Cleo.
I know how she feels. Sometimes I don't even want to hang around with me.
I mean, look, I understand both sides. Like, I understand being upset that you're a mermaid because that's the most disruptive thing in the entire world. Like, these guys are, like, in high school. Like, they have school. They have jobs. Like, they are, like, getting jobs eventually. So it's really a huge pain and is a complete inhibitor of their daily life. And that's just, like, as a kid. Imagine this as an adult, dude.
That was nice. Yeah, that was actually really fun. We should do that again sometime.
No. Just got done drinking some wine, you know. How about we, like, get this on, you know? Let's get this done. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I have to get ready. So,
Ooh, oh my god.
I'll get out of here, you fucking shit, bitch.
Oh, you didn't have to say that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Let's get this party started. Oh, what are you wearing?
What do you mean?
I don't understand. This is just like how I normally dress for this type of thing. So, like, I couldn't accept the gloves. Like, I can be into gloves, but a raincoat? Can I at least see, like, your beautiful hair? You know, I love your hair. You know that. Oh my god. Okay. Well, look, I don't understand. You know, it's just like a little protection. We have protection. It goes on my cock, alright?
It's not enough.
We have enough protection.
No.
We have protection.
Actually, I don't think this is enough protection.
I've
Hold
got
on.
some super mega thin condoms that were $15 each, alright? Look, we have enough. Can you help me? It's kind of hard with these gloves. Oh, yeah, sure, yeah. Sure. Why not? Why not?
Alright.
Why do you even have goggles anyway? Getting it in your eye is like part of the experience. You're missing out.
Ugh. God damn.
Sorry, yeah, sorry. My apologies.
Thanks, yeah.
Look, I just think it's a little gross, that's all. Gross? I'll have you know that my 7th girlfriend said that my cum was like really cool.
I don't see how that's relevant.
Well, like, do you even want to do this? I mean, we have a cuck chair, over there in the corner.
I mean, sure, if that's what you want.
I mean, yeah, I feel like that'd be the best option here.
Who are you gonna have sex with if you're not gonna have sex with me?
I mean, Sephiroth, duh.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, just head on over there.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, me and Sephi will, you know, do our thing. Yeah.
But I kind of understand Ricky's perspective. Like, she's upset that she doesn't have powers, but she's still enjoying the mermaid life, and the people who have powers are not enjoying the mermaid life. So she's like, oh, this sucks. Still, that's kind of really a shitty thing to say, to be like, oh, you're such a whiny baby, for being genuinely sad that parts of your life are now completely gone and you can never do them again. While this episode is happening, they're invited to a pool party and they really want to go, but they're fucking mermaids. But Cleo specifically really wants to go, to the point where she tries this thing where she puts on a wetsuit and like a bonnet and pours water over her and then tries to dry it off fast enough to see if she won't turn into a mermaid. Which, look, Cleo, what? That makes absolutely no sense at all. Because, look, even if the wetsuit and bonnet protected you, your face is still there. Like, your neck is still there. It's still gonna be covered in fucking water. And also, you can't really dry a wetsuit. You rubbing a towel over yourself in a wetsuit is gonna do shit. It's gonna do nothing. It's called a wetsuit for a reason. It's so silly. So Cleo really is so bad, wants to go to this pool party for some reason. So she decides to go there in like full winter clothes and is like, I'm sick, I'm not gonna be swimming. And does this fake cough and they're like, okay, weirdo. I'm like, okay, I wouldn't have said I was sick. I would have said like, oh, don't worry, I'll get into the pool at some point and just lie and say that instead. Because saying that you're sick at a party, what? Okay, anyways. And while at the party, she didn't tell Emma and Ricky that she's at the party or anyone really, because if they like knew, then they urged Cleo not to go. But Cleo's like, fuck you. While she's there, Zane pushes her into the pool, and while she's in the pool, everyone in the party simultaneously decides to go inside. Very, very convenient. And Cleo is like, don't freak out. And Lewis is like, so Lewis helps Cleo out of the pool, and Ricky and Emma arrive at the scene. Ricky uses her hot powers. Oh, did I ever say that? Ricky ends up getting powers. She finds her powers, which she can heat stuff up and like make things boil and shit. So Ricky uses her hot powers to evaporate the water off of Cleo, which kind of insane because, dude, to get water to evaporate into steam, that has to be really fucking hot. And Cleo is just like, oh, ow, but like it's obviously only mildly uncomfortable.
Ow, that stings.
You are experiencing the equivalent of ironing clothes. Like, you are literally getting steamed. And also, they don't dry her hair or her face. They're still wet. But magically, it's okay. Also, she comes back into her human form, and she's fully clothed. Like, she is in her clothes. Look, I'm not expecting the show to have her be naked. That's not what I'm asking. What I'm asking is, like, I don't know, some kind of explanation or, like, for it to, like, make sense, you know? So the thing is later on the show, they explain how the turning into a mermaid process works. Like, they show the cells and how they turn into mermaid cells and fish cells and stuff, which is why they turn. But fucking clothes aren't turning into fish cells. Why are they disappearing and then magically reconstructing? I mean, I know it's magic-based, but, like, it still makes no sense. Yeah, very weird. And then in episode 3, so all you need to know is that Cleo is no longer, like, scared of swimming, and she has this little character moment where she goes into the water and she turns into a mermaid. And the thing is like, in the first episode, we can see her, like, treading water to some extent. Like, she has very basic skills of swimming. But in this scene, the second she's in the water, she's flailing around like she's never swam a day in her life. And then, like, in seconds is like, oh, I'm fine. This is literally how it goes. Like, she's like, oh, I'm awesome. So it's really silly. Honestly, okay, I will say, I'm not really making fun of the actors because the tails are 20 pounds. And acting underwater is hard in itself, but acting underwater with a 20-pound tail attached to you, holy shit. Lord. That's very, very crazy. We are introduced to this old lady because Cleo gets a job at the marine park, which is so smart. And as she gets wet at the marine park, she gets water on her at the marine park because it's a marine park, but this old lady is like immediately gives her a towel and is really sus because she's like, it's really important to stay dry. Is this big enough? I think, yeah. And then after this whole interaction, Emma planned a surprise birthday party for her father. And on that day, the old lady told Cleo to not look at the moon, to not touch the water, or look at the moon through any reflection because it's the full moon that night. And she doesn't explain anymore, so they're like, what? Emma then sees the moon through the reflection of the punch, and then she starts acting really, really rude, saying how bad she wants to eat fish. Then she jumps into the water, and like all of her friends help her, and they're just trying to keep her away from the family. And she like gets all really flirty too. It's kind of weird, but no matter how much they try and dry her, she's still a mermaid. Like when she's dry, she's still a mermaid. Another thing that happens is Emma was supposed to do a speech for her dad for the party because she set all this up, but you know, Emma's a mermaid, so Cleo tries to step in for her, and it's really awkward.
I'd like to say thanks, Mr. Gilbert, for being a dad. You can clap now, I'm finished.
Creating a more peaceful world. Please clap.
So they sneak her out of the party and into a juice bar, like in the middle of the night, to sleep there until sunrise, like on the tables. I don't really get it, but she turns to normal at sunrise, so I guess it's fine. But yeah. And then there's this whole, like, fucking episode where Ricky saves Elliot, which is, I think, Emma's little brother, from drowning, and Elliot gets a crush on Ricky.
Hi. Ricky, this is for you.
Oh, Elliot, that's so nice. Isn't it nice, Ricky?
And Ricky is in high school, and Elliot is, like, 10 years old, okay? Very young. And so this 10-year-old gets a crush on this high schooler. And a normal reaction would be like, oh, buddy, sorry, like, she's too old for you and she's not interested. You'll find someone someday. That's a normal reaction. But instead, people tell Ricky to play along with it and to indulge it because, oh, don't break the poor boy's heart. And, like, getting mad at her when she is so uncomfortable that she kind of snaps. She's like, I don't love you. Like, we're not going to be boyfriend and girlfriend. And he's like, oh.
Hey, I was thinking maybe you and I could catch a movie.
No thanks.
Or we can see anything you'd like.
Hey, I know you've got a crush on me, but I'm not interested. In the real world, no means no, so back off.
All heartbroken, and people are mad at Ricky for setting boundaries and being uncomfortable with this 10-year-old sipping over her. What? It's totally not a different day, and this just happened in this second. I totally did not forget to finish my thought. I totally did not forget to record an outro. So that now that you know that I didn't do those things, let's continue on. For me, it was really frustrating to see this because her saying in the real world, no means no, is so important, okay? Especially, just teach your kids that no means no, alright? The nuances of that whole scene and the fact that a lot of women today really, they don't say no because they're afraid of what men will do. So they do a lot of suckering up, making excuses, or being distant with them instead of just flat out saying no, because when they do say no, the men get violent. So it's like they're encouraging her to not say no to this fucking kid. And it's like she was right the entire time. And also, she wasn't even that mean. She wasn't even that mean to the kid, okay? All she said was, even if you were older, I wouldn't date you. That isn't mean. But they were like, how could you break his heart? So she had to run after him, find him, and apologize to him when she did literally nothing wrong. And the kid didn't do anything wrong either, okay? He was not discouraged at all. Emma tried to talk to him. She was like, Ricky isn't like the other girls at your school. You know, she's older, mature. And then he was like, well, us guys, like, are into older women. He's a fucking child saying that, okay. And when he says that, Emma says nothing. She's just like, and just lets everything happen. And the next day encourages Ricky to let this shit happen. Like, yo. And then she says, and then Emma talks to Ricky, and Emma's like, you act like it's a crime that he has a crush on you. Look, it's not a crime that he has a crush on you. I mean, Ricky is not over 18, so it's not illegal, but I'm pretty sure you would at least get in a lot of trouble. If I had a daughter and she was like, there's this guy and he's like 17, and if she's 13 or 12, if I let it happen, if I don't discourage it, or if I don't inform her that age gaps make a difference and just teach her that, then I'm fucking failing as a parent, because that is so important. So important. And it's also the fact that in that episode, literally nothing else happens. There's nothing else that happens in the episode. There's literally no important lore or world building or anything. It's just the fact that they're encouraging Ricky to lead on this fucking child. It's not even, what was the point? Tell me what the point is. Is the point in the room with us? Because I do not see it, alright? Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a lot low key, more than usual, but I hope you still enjoy it. If you want me to make more videos like this reacting to H2O or talking about the things that happen in H2O, let me know, because there are a lot of weird things that happen in this show. There's like 4 seasons, so I have a lot to work with. And if this was too lazy for you, also tell me. Say, hey, I want more higher effort content from you. Then tell me, please. I'm begging you. Ugh! Yeah, if you can't tell, I did not bleach my hair, and I'm not halfway through the process of re-dyeing my hair at all. No, this is not 2 weeks after I recorded. At all. So yeah, like and subscribe. I have all the links down below to music credits, TV show credits, also all my socials. I do have an art account and a regular TikTok account. My art account, I really want to be able to get enough followers so I can go live and also be able to put a link in my bio, because for some reason on TikTok, you can't put a link in your bio unless you have 1,000 followers, which is kind of insane. So I really want to get to 1,000 followers so I can actually put a link in my bio. That's literally all I want, okay? So if you're interested in my art, I'll pop some up here. Go follow. And also I have a Ko-Fi as well. I'm offering commissions if you want to get some art from me. And I also have a Google form below if you want to suggest me ideas that you want me to do. If there's a certain topic that you want me to talk about, certain video, you can link that, whatever. So yeah. What else? I'm trying to think. I hope you like the skit. I think I might have tried too hard. It's like a whole 3 minutes long, and I put a lot of effort into it, and I'm really scared that it's not actually funny, and I'm just like fucking insane, and I'm just feeding my own delusions. So if you think it was funny, also tell me. And again, in general, if you have any critique, freaking throw it at me, man. As long as it's genuine critique and not useless insults. Like, there was one person that said, like, speed up the intro, I'm not here for you to talk. And I was like, okay, I will take that into consideration, but be a little nicer next time. I am trying to keep my intros shorter. And my outros are probably going to be long forever, because all I do is never know when to shut the fuck up, alright? So, okay, on the note of never knowing when to shut the fuck up, it's time for me to shut the fuck up. Thank you for watching. Bye.
And then, like, put them on me. And slap it. Actually, hold on. Let's redo this. At the end, do like...
Oh, like,
yeah.
All of that? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
You suck at this.
It's not okay. Let me pull it back. There you go. See? It's better. You're working now.
Ugh. You need to be quiet. You need to be quiet. So that It's when I say you they can hear me instead of not. So I'm gonna go like ow, but I'm like actually being pain. Okay. And when I say you suck, don't respond. I'm gonna be responding to myself. Yeah. You suck at this. Please don't laugh. You gotta be quiet. God Okay, just like go move him down a bit more, and then do it.
You're letting me practice.
Okay. Yeah, like on both of them.
I can't tell. Just gotta do it quickly.
Okay. Ugh. God damn. Okay. That's good. You can leave now.
Okay.
Bye bye.
You better credit me at the end.
I will.
Person who plays his hand.
Help! I don't want to. I just want to stop it with my nose.